This is JP with Political Pop Culture, and this is my take. If I asked you to choose between Liz Cheney and Ron DeSantis, who would you pick? Nope, not a trick question. I'm serious. Whose opinion do you value more? Liz Cheney, who betrayed her constituents, betrayed her party, betrayed the people of the United States, or America's governor, Ron DeSantis? Okay, I admit on the surface this sounds like a pretty ridiculous question, but if you dig a little deeper, you may realize that it's absolutely ludicrous as well. Look, the reason I ask this ludicrous question is because of a story I read today on Fox News. I know. I try to avoid using Fox News as a source, but it was there, I was there, things happened. Anyway, the headline of the story was, quote, Liz Cheney would find it very difficult to support DeSantis because of his Trump similarities. The story, which was reported for Fox News by Michael Lee, says, quote, Representative Liz Cheney wouldn't commit to throwing her weight behind Florida Governor Ron DeSantis if he were the GOP presidential candidate in 2024 because of his similarities to former President Donald Trump. I think Ron DeSantis has lined himself up almost entirely with Donald Trump, and I think that's very dangerous, Cheney said during an interview, according to the New York Times. Let me revise my initial question to, do you really care? Do you? Does anyone? I mean, according to poll numbers in Cheney's home state of Wyoming, the answer to that question is a resounding no. Cheney's Trump-endorsed primary opponent, Harriet Hageman, is not only beating Liz Cheney in the polls, but she's whipping her like a government mule. A Casper Star Tribune poll shows Cheney trailing by a nearly insurmountable 22 points. Cheney was censured by the Wyoming Republican Party after her vote to impeach former President Donald Trump after January 6th, though, and they also voted last year to no longer recognize Liz Cheney as a member of the Republican Party. Again, do you care about Liz Cheney's opinion on Ron DeSantis? Ron DeSantis has proven time and time again, and by any reasonable metric, that he is the most successful governor in the country. He is a man whose political star is on the rise and who sure as hell is not going to be tarnished by the bitter, pathetic whining of a political loser who's on her way out of the House of Representatives forever. No wonder she's angry, though. I mean, after all, back in February, DeSantis absolutely eviscerated Liz Cheney in an interview where he said, quote, Cheney is totally off the rails with her nonsense, and I think she's not really a Republican in terms of what she's doing. We want people that are going to fight the left, and that's what we need to do in this country. That's what we're doing in Florida, standing up for people's freedoms. We're opposing wokeness. We're opposing all these things. To act like the main issue in this country is things that happened over a year ago, I can tell you in Florida, that's not what Floridians are concerned about. They're concerned about inflation and gas prices. So I think focusing on the issues and showing that we stand for things that matter to people is the way forward. To have a vendetta against Donald Trump and to constantly be bringing this up is just not something that I think Republican voters are interested in. I couldn't agree more. Liz Cheney has lost the trust of the Republican voter, and she continues to double down on her missteps. The end result is going to be the complete destruction of her political career. Now, there are those who say that Liz Cheney would be better off running as a Democrat, but I disagree. She's going to be better off, at least financially, representing the special interests and continuing her betrayal of the American people in some highly paid lobbying position. That's my take. What's your take? Let me know your take in the comments below, and you can also let me know by joining the cult at PolPopCult on Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, and now Truth Social. Thank you for listening.